Hello and welcome to our game 613, and today I want to talk about something Robbin Rams picked up on, and he made me actually think of the mystery a bit more deeper, because he came to this little sign and it's the one that says "Dream the impossible dream of a planet of fire and a dinosaur with a saddle. If not for me, who am I? Spaceship Earth over population means breakdown of order. The fruit tree is a lie. Fruit tree equals lies," with the little dinosaur there. So this is actually quite an interesting thing. We all obviously knew about this because it's right behind Marnie in the Epsilon mission, and you meet her in this alleyway. She stood pretty much where Michael is right now, actually, and she talks to Michael and tells him to wear these Epsilon robes or something. I can't remember what she tells him to do, but she tells him to do something anyway, and then basically that is it. You go and do whatever it is. But no one's really thought to look into this a bit deeper, and Robbin Rams said that he believes there could be like a portal Easter egg in this, because the fruit tree is a lie. Sounds pretty much a lot like the cake is a lie, which was something in Portal, where the guy Rattman, he wrote on the walls the cake is a lie, because apparently this robot that controls aperture laboratories in Portal, that robot always tells you that there'll be cake at the end of the tests, and if you do all these tests and just do what they tell you to, then that'll happen. And at the end of Portal 1, spoiler alert, it's a really old game, so if you've not played it, then feel free to. It's a great game, but spoiler alerts, if you don't know, then turn off whatever, I don't know, skip the next 10 seconds or whatever. But basically, at the end of Portal, GLaDOS, the robot, tries to get you to kill yourself by jumping in the fire. And then when you decide not to do that, when you manage to trick yourself away from jumping in the fire, she tells you to lie down on the ground and some party associate will come and collect you. But basically that is that. Now, this actually links in quite well to something else, which a few YouTubers the other week actually brought up as well. And it's actually something that people have been linking up for a while before that as well on Reddit, because these Reddit guys, they don't get enough credit, to be honest. Credit on Reddit, there you go, because them guys over there, they find a lot of the stuff before us, and I don't get where people are getting this 6 or 7 peyotes from, the gold ones, because people are saying that came up a couple of months ago when it showed the little Sasquatch or Bigfoot, whatever you call him, in the DLC screenshot, and they're saying it joined up in that update, but there's people on Reddit that say they found this kind of stuff about 3 months before that, so I don't get why people are saying that. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I've just misread the timing or something on it, but basically that is what I've seen there. Now we're going to go to what this fruit tree is a lie means, so I'll join you over there in a second. Okay, so you might recognise this place here. It's Mackenzie Airfield. It's one of Trevor's ones that he owns, where he does the drug runs from. And basically this is somewhere where people say that if you crash into the trees, no fruit falls from the trees. Now this happens with every single tree, as you'll see. No fruit falling. And then this one over here, the fruit will fall. So as you saw just then, oranges fall from the tree. Now, a lot of people have already said this, and it's a little bit boring, and like Michael is saying, what a load of horse shit or bullshit he's saying. But I found out that if you go to this location over here, where I'm driving towards now, I'll show you on the map in a moment. But if you go down this road, crash through the fence, because why the hell not? You'll smash your car up anyway, and go in this little field here, you'll find more orange trees. Now some you'll crash into and their oranges fall off, and I believe this one doesn't. There you go. So one does, one doesn't. This one here, no oranges. This one here, oranges. So for some reason on this field, a lot of the trees do actually drop fruit, as you saw another one there. So I think that the fruit tree is a lie.
This is total bullshit.
It's not linking to these. Or maybe it is, and maybe it's making you think that you have to find a particular tree that you're meant to go to as Michael with the Epsilon robes or something, considering it's Michael who sees that actual thing. Now, I don't know why or what he'd do, but I think Phil's Force was doing the other week. I'll put his link in the description too, in the below section. And what I think he was doing the other week was he's wearing the Epsilon robes for 10 days in a run, without pausing, without saving the game, and without doing anything to make the robes date last any shorter or longer. Because what most people did when they played the story mode is they did the thing where you go to sleep, or you just kill yourself a lot and it expands the time by 6 hours or 12 hours. So that way you got your 10 days really fast. But if you actually wear them for 10 days in actual real life time, it takes a few actual real life days to actually do that, I think. Or maybe you can do it in an actual day. I can't actually remember. It's about 48 minutes a day. So yeah, you should be able to do it in one day in real life quite easily. But basically he says that there's meant to be a phone call that you receive in that amount of time, and I don't know if he actually did receive it, because obviously I didn't get to see all these live streams of it. But I think that he... oh, sorry, I forgot to mention a good point. He actually said that you meant to go see a pedestrian or a person or some kind of thing to get the phone call as well. And I think it's one of these trees that don't actually drop the fruit. So if we kick a tree that we know does have fruit, let's find the one that does actually have fruit and we'll kick it. Because if we find a tree that does have fruit, then I don't think that'll be the one that you have to go to. Or maybe it is, maybe you do have to find one with fruit, and maybe it is actually the one at Mackenzie, because that is literally the only one in that section that drops fruit. So I don't understand what all this fruit dropping stuff's about. I don't know if it is a mystery or not, but to me it just looks like something where it's meant to be trees that are empty of fruit, so it's meant to be like a dynamic type thing. However, if it was dynamic, then it would probably swap between different trees all the time, and some trees would and some trees wouldn't at the same time. So I don't know what's going on with that. But lastly, there is another point that Robbin Rams made me think of, with his little portal mixture thing, mixing portal into this game and having it as like a little Easter egg. Because I found out something, well I didn't find out something, I already knew about it, but it actually inspired the thought, and this is why I'm so glad Robbin did make his video about this little stuff. Because at first I saw the video title and it says something about the fruit tree as a wine, and thought, okay, let's just give it that same video that everyone else has done already about 3 or 4 weeks ago. And then he actually launched it and I watched it and everything, because why not? You should watch your free YouTubers to give them a like as well to help their channels grow. But yeah, I decided to watch it, and it was actually a very interesting video because it inspired this video that I'm actually making right now. And the last thing that I want to actually talk about is the fact that if you go up to the mountain, which is Mount Chiliad, right up here, then you go to the top of Mount Chiliad. Where do you get? You get to the little hut thing at the top, and when you're at that hut, you'll see this little stick figure, as you can see on screen right now. And basically this stick figure we've all known as being the jetpack guy. Now get this, what if it isn't the jetpack guy? We've never actually seen a symbol before of a guy with a jetpack in this position, because to me it looks like it's more of a running position if anything, and there's no real reason why some guy with a jetpack would be doing that. Yes, back in the day CJ did have that posture when he ran with the jetpack on the ground, but apart from that, when he's flying in the sky, which is what this symbol seems to be representing, his legs were dead straight. Now, the only options I'd think of if you wore a jetpack is if the heat does hurt your legs and heat your legs up too much when you've got them straight, then maybe that is a thing where you would actually bend your legs forward, like you're on a parachute landing or something. But in that case, both your legs would be bent forward, you wouldn't have one behind you, because that'll make it burn even more. So what about if this jetpack guy is this? Now, what you should be able to see on your screen right now is something you may recognise and that you may not recognise. This guy is Doug Rattman, and I may have a picture from the actual game, or maybe some from the comic, or maybe just some artwork that some fan did. But basically it's part of the actual comic book of Portal that you can actually read online, and there's a website for that. I'll probably put it in the description below as well. But basically it's like the story of Portal, and it's like a background story. So it's like you have the main story in the game, and then you have this separate story of what's going on behind the scenes, and it's quite cool. You should definitely give it a read if you're interested in this kind of stuff, because it is pretty interesting. But basically, as you can see, Doug Rattman is carrying the Portal cube, or the companion cube in this case, on his back. Now the thing in Portal is you have two different cubes. You have the ones with little love hearts on. They're called the companion cubes because they are your companion. It's actually directly your cube. This cube loves you, and you love the cube. And I actually do own my own companion cube, which is quite cool. It's a plush one, but still. And there is also the other ones which will actually logo on, and they are called storage containers or something. I forgot the name now. But basically they're not companion cubes, they are totally different. They're just there for the things. They don't have any emotions or anything like that, so that's kind of cool. Now the thing is, what Doug Rattman was doing, he was trying to save Shells, which is the main character of Paul, her companion cube that she incinerated, because she got told to incinerate it but didn't actually incinerate. And basically he's taken that cube with him, or maybe it's his own cube. I actually forget the story a little bit, but basically he's got a cube on his back, and as you can see, it pretty much looks like the jetpack guy. Now there is a lot of symbols in Portal as well, which if I can find one, I'll pop one up on screen right now, and it shows off like a exit type of guy where he's kind of like running out a building or something, and that looks a lot like the jetpack guy too. Now if that represents Doug Rattman, then that'd be quite cool too, because Doug Rattman carries a cube on his back. That's the same position. It's the same position as the jetpack guy on Mount Chiliad mural. So maybe it is one big huge Portal 2, Portal 1 Easter egg. So as if you don't know what the ending of Portal 2 is, feel free to search that up on YouTube. I don't want to steal anyone else's videos, so I'll link one below if I feel I need to. But if not, then just search Portal 2 ending cutscene or something. And it's a pretty cool cutscene if you watch the whole 30-minute thing, because there's like a 30-minute version and there's like a last couple of minutes thing as well. But if you watch the 30 minutes one, you'll actually love that, because it's a nice little ending. But basically, at the very, very, very end of that, just before the credits come up, you go up an elevator, and then you exit the elevator at the very top, and you go out the elevator and you end up in fields that look kind of like this. So it's pretty much like this type of thing, but it's totally just wheat fields right across as far as the eye can see. No mountains, no real animals or anything like that, or people or anything, just pure wheat and sky. And it's a nice sunny day too. And then you hear the door open again behind you, and then you spin around and you see the companion cube roll out the door, and then the door slams shut. So maybe that door is represented in this game, as the door either A, on top of Mount Chiliad with the big huge metal door where we all thought the jetpack was behind it, or B, it's the Tier 1 door. Now the options of why I'm thinking these two doors is, the reason for the top one is because basically in the Mount Chiliad area, people have been in the actual room where we all thought the jetpack would be, and in there is just a giant bloody cube. Now this cube could actually represent a cube, or it could be like a little placeholder thing for something which is there for the what do you call it, the jetpack or something that loads in. but I don't know. It could be a trigger, but I don't know. But if that did turn out to be the actual companion cube in GTA 5, that would be a pretty big Easter egg. It wouldn't be as great, I'll be honest, as it being a jetpack or some kind of really cool vehicle to use, or a UFO to fly about or whatever. But it would be still for people who like me, who actually loved Portal and Portal 2 and really enjoyed the games and played them to their max and replayed them again, then yeah, we would actually appreciate that quite much, and it would be quite an awesome little thing to have in the game. I'm not sure how we'd use it in the game, but still it's quite a nice little thing to have, like Ezra said. So the only other option that I want to look into a bit further to extend this mystery a little bit more is, because we're staring at these orange trees so much and they're saying a lie, then I think we need to look at them giant oranges that you get on top of the buildings a little bit more and see if they are linking somehow. Maybe you have to try and roll one of them oranges to that actual location, because I know there is actually one in Sandy Shores right near the actual freeway, and I think it's actually right near it now, because it's actually right on this junction actually, yeah. So pretty close to it. So it's on this junction here. All we have to do is roll that down this road and across to here, or down here, down here, and around this road to here, and then hit into a tree, and maybe something will happen. But I don't know, but that's something I'll need to look into in the future, and we'll soon see about that. So anyway guys, thank you very much for watching this long video that's a bit overextended from where it should need to be. But thank you if you did watch it to the very end. If you did, please leave a like to show your appreciation and to let me know that you enjoyed this type of content. Also, the like does help the channel grow, and I strongly recommend you like every single mystery video that you actually come across, whether it's mine or someone else's, because with them likes it pushes them videos to a better ranking. It says that people do actually enjoy them type of videos, and the more mystery videos that we get out and we get seen by other people, the bigger the mystery community becomes, and then obviously we can solve these mysteries a lot more faster and more efficiently. As for that is the end of this video. I'd like to say thank you and goodbye.